Welcome back, everybody. Of course, my name is Dr. Keith McNeil. This is my vlog. This is the Trail to Transformation or the Walking the Path vlog. I typically do this outdoors to kind of share my experiences in my preparation for my Appalachian Trail through hike, but this is really a bigger picture. This is about veterans and the challenges that veterans face, especially me, given the fact that many veterans are disabled in some way, shape, or form. And so for me, I have both psychiatric and physical disabilities based off of course, my service. And I was a U.S. Marine many, many years ago. And so I want to share one of the experiences or one of the challenges that veterans face in the civilian sector, in the civilian world. Now, to give context to this particular conversation, I have been a veteran for many, many years. So my discharge date was a long time ago. So I served after high school in the 80s, early 90s, and so forth. Um, and because the experience was so traumatic for me, I had never really owned, quote unquote, the veteran status. Yeah, I would tell people I'm a U.S. Marine, once a Marine, always a Marine, that kind of stuff. Semper Fi and all that kind of, brotherhood and camaraderie. But I never really owned the status. And of course, if you have if you watched any of my content here, you know I'm a five-time suicide attempt survivor. And then to add insult to injury, I've also had a heart attack in 2022. But those are not the things I want to talk to you about today, although specifically those things should be covered and will be covered as I get closer. And even at this point, it still feels really close. My AT, my Appalachian Trail through hike launch date is April 1st, 2026. I'm trying to build support around that, kind of as a hopefully a motivational factor for help for other veterans who really needs to, or at least want to, or at the very least, I don't need you to be a statistic, please. 22 veterans die by suicide on average every day, according to the Veterans Administration. And so if I did it five times, I know there's other veterans out there who struggle as well. And the struggle doesn't always have to be, psychiatric or physical. The day-to-day stuff that many people face, we just may have additional challenges to that because of things that are going on the inside of us. But today I want to share my experiences uh, with the local DMV, so Department of Motor Vehicles. Over the course of the past couple of years, some friends and colleagues have said you really need to kind of own this, veteran status. You sacrificed enough, and the psychiatric stuff that I go through, the five suicide attempts, the PTSD, symptomology, and things like that, I've really struggled with, especially the past 10 years, but it's really been going on for much longer, in pieces, but significantly as of late. Anyway, I wanted to get veteran status on my driver's license, right? And so I want to show you my driver's license without screwing anything up. There's my pretty picture. I think we could find my pretty picture. Yeah, yeah, that's me. Um, and I now have veteran status, so it's right there up top. And all the other stuff is pretty cool. So the experience. So I go into, I'm thinking this is going to be an easy one, two, three, in and out, okay, no big problem. I go in there prepared. So this is this is my prep. This is my it's kind of small, but it's my service record, right? And right now, this is my DD 214. So I walk up to, to the front desk and I say I'm a veteran. I'm a U.S. Marine veteran. And I would like to get veteran status on my driver's license. And she said, as she typically needed to, I need to see your DD 214. And so I did. I showed her, the record. And as you can see, whereas I'm trying to show you, it's not an original copy. It is actually, this was probably pulled from, microfiche, because again, we're talking, late 80s, early 90s, where this is how they stored records back in the day after, nobody's trying to access them. So this is probably scanned and then through and then emailed to me as a PDF. And so there's my entire service record looks like it's been through hell. It's not an original copy. But she said I need to see an original copy, like as if I needed to go all the way up to Richmond or somewhere and literally pull out um, a clean copy of my DD-214. And I said, well, I show her this. Right? I show her this. I said, what part of this is my entire service record? What part of this is not going to work? And she about rolled her eyes. And she eventually did get up out of her chair, got the necessary paperwork for me to fill out. But I really wasn't expecting that kind of interaction just for a simple driver's license. But this is typical, I would say, of how veterans get treated in the civilian world, as if we are strangers or not part of the population, or just being hassled or harassed when certain things are out of our control, and certain things are out of our control. I was not, trying to track down a brand new copy, clean copy of my DD-214. I simply, throughout the process of, getting my disability claim through, requested my service record and my medical record from my time in service. And this is what was given to me. And so, I'm good with it. It works for me. But at the same time, I have to recognize that it may not work for other people. But she was nice enough to recognize that, okay, I'm not going to challenge him because I would have said easily, let's get your manager here, let's get the site supervisor here, and we'll look through my entire service record. And if it doesn't say that I have served my time in the Corps, then, I'll go sit in the corner here. But, it didn't come to that. And I did get my driver's license. And so I just wanted to share this experience because other veterans out there share similar experiences of the struggles being in the civilian world. But if you are also a civilian watching this video, just share, there's take that extra step of just being kind, gentle, and nice to veterans who have served some people call it sacrifice, or we simply say thank you for your service and we move on with life. Just know that, we're people too. So I appreciate your time. This is another vlog. I hope you're getting value out of some of this content, and hopefully you will support me in my mission as a disabled veteran to hike through the Appalachian Trail in 2026. So as I always say, I'll see you on the trail. Y'all take care.